Hello my friends, Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. Thanks so much for tuning in to another video. So this video is based on a comment that I got from a pretty cool dude, a subscriber to the channel. Always watches the videos and leaves a great comment. So this video is actually based on one of his comments. Not too long ago, I did a video on this Santa Cruz Tall Boy build that I just put together. I'll put a link to it above my head. And great video, getting a lot of views, everything is cool. And he puts a comment, which I think is, kind of took me off guard a little bit, but I think it's an excellent comment. I think it's something we should really discuss as people that like to mess around and buy mountain bikes. His comment, let me just get right to it. I'll summarize it. I put it on the screen here, but let me just kind of summarize it. His comment was, Gene, nice bike, but how am I supposed to know if the Tall Boy is a good bike? I'm saying bike specifically. Bike, if the one you're technically reviewing is one that you built up with all your own parts, right? So I basically cherry picked the parts. I've got some companies that I really like to work with. I got the parts and I put them all on this Tall Boy frame. And his point is simply this. How do I know it's a good bike? You like yours, but if he went to a bike shop, technically, unless he went and bought all the parts that I have on mine, he would never have this bike. So would his experience on a Tall Boy be as good as mine? Because again, we're not technically riding the same bike. So with that in mind, I want to kind of send a couple questions out to you. Want some comments down below. Love your opinion as always. First of all, what are your thoughts on that question? Like, am I actually helping people by doing some of these reviews? Think about it. Pumpkin bike, right? That was the frame, but all my own parts. Bone shaker, same thing. I got the frame, you can get the frame, my own parts. Tall Boy, same situation. So what about this one, right? What about this frame over here? This Norco that I picked up, this Norco Optic. You go online, this frame has gotten amazing reviews, but to the point that was brought up earlier, is it the frame or is it the parts? If I built this up and I used the parts that I like on it and I love the bike, does that mean this frame is a good frame? Or did I do a good build? Suppose I built this frame up with, here we go, suppose I built this frame up with a fork that happened to be too long or too short. Each frame has a spec on how long. Now that would be my fault, of course. I didn't follow the spec of the frame and I put the wrong fork on it. So again, maybe not the best idea, but you see where I'm going over here. If I don't build it up to the manufacturer's spec, am I doing a bad review for you folks now? Yeah, I guess probably so, because I'm not really reviewing the frame properly. So question to you, have you ever watched a YouTube video, got advice from someone about a frame that they liked, a build that they thought was great. You tried to do that, or maybe you went and bought a bike based on the review and the bike sucked. Like after all the reviews and everything, you found out that the bike actually really wasn't that great, but unfortunately you based your purchase on maybe a dude like me that only got the frame and built it up and said it was great. Kind of curious about that one, because maybe that changes how I'm supposed to do things. The last thing I ever want to do is give you any information that doesn't help you make a purchase, in the end hurt your purchase. So again, is it the bike together? Is it the parts? Is it the frame? What do you think is more important? I think it's harder to just get a new frame, right? You can always change parts and, parts are generally less expensive than the frame, right? So I'm leaning towards obviously the frame being the more important part, but I still even say that there's a level, right? Suppose you buy this crazy $5,000 frame. Again, that frame will never offset crappy parts. So they're always going to have to work together. But I do feel that the frame is you're going to get the most bang for your buck, and you want to go and spend the money on the frame, because you can always save up and buy another part. can also do like I do and find the parts that you like and kind of squirrel them away. And as you get a different frame, you can build up the bike. Not a real long video for you today, but I'm just really curious. I never really thought about it when I was doing these videos until my buddy brought that up. And I'm just really curious. What are your thoughts? Is there something I can do better? Would you like me to have a set of parts that I always use on every one of my builds? Would it even make a difference to you if I did do that? I don't even know. I am open to ideas. I just always like to make this channel better, and I think this is a great way of doing that. Please give me your comments. Thanks, buddy. I love you, man, for opening up and giving me this question, right? You rock. And keep the party on the pedals, my friends. I will catch you in the next video.